right, joining with me today is Hartgrave. And how's it going, Hartgrave?
It's going good. That's Mr. Hartgrave.
Mr. Frank Hartgrave, right? All right, what's Joy?
Hey, whatever, man. I don't care what you call me.
It's Frank, though, right? I'm Trevor. You're Frank.
It's fine. I'll be on a first name basis with Mobile Gamer. I'm cool with that.
It's always weird to people call me first name Mobile all the time. Hey, Mobile, how you doing? I was like, I've gotten used to it. But it was strange at first. Anyhow, we're going to talk about Cosmic Crucible in season 4. And there was a conference call, which I listened to, that happened on Monday. You were a part of the conference call where they're talking about the future of Cosmic Crucible. What was your takeaway in general about that call?
Yeah, I guess the big take home message, the big point of the whole thing is that season 4 is going to be vastly different than season 3. They are trying to listen to the community's feedback, and they are trying to make some big changes to it to make everybody happier with Cosmic Crucible. They heard our feedback on the big tournament 32. They know that we really like that and that we don't like what's happening currently, and they want to change that perception.
Yeah, and before we get into some of the conversation, I think the purpose of this video is that Cosmic Crucible Season 4 is going to change. There was a drastic shift in the initial intention with Cosmic Crucible as when their video came out from Season 1. It changed drastically in season 2 and then got worse in season 3. And for some reason or another, it feels like they are reaching out to me, to you, the Players' Voice movement. Like they're actually interested in engaging with the community. I have some thoughts about that, but I feel like something happened. There were some really bad numbers maybe, or maybe this has to do with the Savvy merger, which my understanding hasn't been finalized yet. What is your feeling about that? There's something happened, right?
Yeah, definitely something's amiss today. There's a disturbance in the force. Mr. Hartgrave has appeared on the Mobile Gamer channel. They're talking to Mr. Hartgrave more often, and that's definitely notable. Many people thought this would never happen, that that they would turn to me. I always kind of suspected it would. And then I would prepare people. I'd be like, I'm not going to go in there, throwing F-bombs and being all, indignant. I'm going to do what I need to do for my community that's, put me where I am. And that's, be diplomatic and try to fight for good change in the game. So I'm really happy that they've come around. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. Something happened because they reached out to me before I went on vacation, my honeymoon. And I was like, hey, I'm going to be gone for a week. I'll get back to you when I get back. But they reached out to me and like we should talk about blah blah blah, and I was like, all right. And they reached out to you as well. So here's the thing, and this was a little bit upsetting with me. At the beginning of the call, they acknowledged that more or less Cosmic Crucible in its initial concept was supposed to be more about theory crafting, and there's actually a video on the internet where they said that, and then they said for one reason or another. And I don't have a quote here, but I just want to tell you what my thinking is that data suggested that people are dumb and don't like making decisions, so we're going to tell people how to play Cosmic Crucible. That's kind of what he said.
That would not be a quote.
That is definitely what they did not say. That was my feeling of what they said.
What they did not say, but and I got that kind of take home too. It's like people are confused by Cosmic Crucible. Like we all noticed that people were not quick to adopt Cosmic Crucible, but I don't think it's because people are stupid. I think it's because a lot of players are already feeling very overwhelmed.
Yeah, see, they cited that there was like low engagement on the first season of Cosmic Crucible, and their feeling was the way to rectify it is to give us these put Rebirth at room 6. Put Wakanda, like that we needed this like clear direction or people wouldn't engage with it. Now, I don't have any data, but I took a little bit of offense to this idea. Because I was like, no, you want to sell us teams, right? You know what I mean? That's the way I interpreted these room bonuses.
Yeah, well, what's funny about it is I think what they really needed to do was add rewards. Like, I think what really gets people interested in Cosmic Crucible is having something that you're unlocking, like unlocking Quicksilver. And it took them a long time to even put character shards in the Cosmic Crucible store. So I don't think the room rules were ever the issue, at least not from my community, from my alliance, from the conversations that I've had on Discord and with players of this game. Is the initial response to Cosmic Crucible was, yeah, I don't want to build anything for this. I don't want to spend time doing this. I don't see any benefit from it in my account. So I'm going to ignore this for as long as I possibly can. And then only once they put the rewards on there, did they pay attention. At that point, the rooms were already starting to take on this very cookie cutter kind of approach. And then they started noticing, like, hey, wasn't this a better game mode, in the last season when I was trying to ignore it?
Yeah.
Why is it now bad? And now they're rewarding me for it.
Yeah. So I just, to me, and like I said, I don't remember exactly how it was worded, but my gut feeling was that they were basically justifying how we got to the way it is right now with this, Tangled Web and Eternals and Room 3 and Room 4 Wakanda and Room 6 Rebirth was not because of they're trying to sell us teams or force us to buy the next team. It was because they were trying to make it easier for us because there was they inferred that there was low participation. Yeah, decision paralysis. They wanted to dumb the game down. And I was like, and for me, it's like, yeah, I didn't hear that from anybody, anywhere, right? Like everything I heard was related to what you said. So that seemed odd. So, how do we talk about this going forward? So, we were able to see loosely some generic ideas of what they were thinking for season 4. Nothing has been done. But I think the idea that we want to convey right here, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Hargrave, is that they are moving away from this to a certain degree. What's your take on that?
Moving away from the cookie cutter nature of season 3, the, for lack of better words, the prescriptive rules which they adopted to make it easier to understand which characters were important in which stages. And I guess a lot of the reason why they did that in season 3 too was to try to keep value on. It was like a lazy way to keep value. I know aren't their words, that's my words. A lazy way to try to keep value on the Cosmic Crucible teams. Like, well, if we make it so you need Wakanda, well, then they're still good, as opposed to having to be more creative with that, which is what they're going to be trying to do now in season 4, is be more creative. There's going to be a global rule, and the global rules are typically going to favor a team. Like, let's say the next season, we'll have like the latest Cosmic Crucible team, like New Warriors, is going to be the global room, for instance. And it'll give a global buff to New Warriors so that they can basically beat any of the 6 rooms. And then the 6 rooms is where they're going to put in more, theory crafting type rules. That's kind of the concept that they're toying with. Yeah. Subject to change, of course.
Yeah, everything is subject to change. And the final product, I guess the main takeaway from the video is that they acknowledge that there was an intent for Cosmic Crucible when it came to the game, and then that changed, and then they realized, I think with season 32, which was great, we all loved Cosmic Crucible 32. I thought it was great. I wish it started on a Monday rather than a Friday, but other than that, I thought it was great. That they want to revert back to it and give agency back to the players. And I felt like their intent was admirable, and I welcomed these changes, whatever they're going to be. I mean, did you have the same feeling?
Yeah, it seems like, from what we saw, from what was discussed, that they want to move it in more of a direction that the community's been asking for, which is good because, just going back to like how they were saying that the community wanted the changes that happened in season 3 and season 2. All the feedback I saw from our end on the Envoy server and my community, we were like, no, don't do these rooms. These rooms suck. Tangled Web Eternals is really too hard to beat. What are you doing? And I know there was a lot of pushback on the new Warriors team too. Like, why does it just do one thing? Don't we want this team to be viable for for more things? Why are you making this so narrow? So I really don't know where they got that opinion from. I'm glad they're ditching it now in favor of, a more specified global room and broader room rules, which hopefully we can push them even more into that theory crafting realm and away from the cookie cutter approach that we got into there.
Yeah. And if I were to guess what's going to happen on season 4, this is my takeaway, is like when I read the room rules to room 4 right here on my screen, it is a wall of text that is so specifically calling out cosmic this, villain mystic that, Darkhold and Gamma, blah, 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 masters of evil, villain mystic characters, blah, 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 right? Like all this stuff hopefully is not there. And there is a more clean, creative, I feel like room 5, just like the top part of room 5, is pretty smart, and it creates a lot of opportunities, right? Like I feel like room 5 is probably one of my favorite rooms right now because you can do a lot of different things. I mean, of course, Darkhold is a mess there. And I hope that is the direction that they're going to end up settling on. And like I said, we saw some ideas, and I think that is their intent, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, it's all subject to change, and hopefully for the better and not for the worse. Even if they went live with what we saw, I think people would generally be okay. I think it would be taken well. It could be better, but it could be a whole lot worse.
Yeah, what I saw, I was like, yeah, I could work with this. This looks fun. I wish the seasons were a lot shorter. I've got this idea, and I don't know if it's come up, but what if we have 6 rooms, right? And what if they like room 6 changed every week, and then 6 became 5, and then 5 became 4, and then 4 became 3, and then we got a new room every week. So like every week was a little bit different, and one new team was coming in, and one new room was coming in, and one old room was going out, and so every week it was a little bit different. And it was just constantly rotating. I maybe they don't have the tech for that, but like to me that'd be like every week. Okay, there's a new room. Let's learn that new room and figure that out. And room 1 now is cycling out. I just feel like that would be a better experience in general.
Yeah, just to have a little more shakeup in it, or even some player agency in it. I know a lot of people have requested some kind of agency in which rooms are appearing. Not to be too specific about that or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of good ideas about how to mix this up. Even shifting over to like a Scourge kind of style where you can customize out rooms would be really cool. Once again, I don't know if they have the tech for all this. I don't know what their old framework would support. But certainly, it's good news to hear that we're moving away from where it is at right now. Because right now with Cosmic Crucible, I was filming pretty much every single Cosmic Crucible attack that I made up until this season, where it just became too boring. It just became the same thing every single day. And with the ability now to watch replays as well, if anything really interesting happens, I'll show those in a video. But as far as recording the attacks, kind of the thrill is gone, and I'm hoping they can bring that back.
Right. All right. Anything you want to say before we go?
No, hey, don't be a stranger. Call me up anytime. It's been great talking to everybody here. Hi, mobile gamer audience. Great to see you on Mr. Hartgrave. I'm over there on my channel. I do Twitch and YouTube and all that kind of great stuff. I'll put out a video today on Marvel Strike Force, so go check it out.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.